Hello, welcome to Trash Talkin.
I'm Reg.
We're back after a little break.
I'm sorry for being late here. I was out trying a Christmas shop. I was trying to get something for Jonathan Taylor. I couldn't figure out what to buy him. I said, I have to buy him something this year. So I couldn't find him anything good. So I hope I didn't drop the ball on it. It's too late. But so we owe you a present, Jonathan Taylor.
That was bad.
Thank you for being you. We appreciate it. You will get Christmas cards this year.
That was very new Colts regimen. That was what Pat McAfee was saying. That was so Colts of him.
I can't believe my eyes because I was there thinking we lost another game where we had a chance to make the playoffs. It was soon to be 20-7. And then they said they're reviewing the touchdown. I'm thinking, well, the guy was almost in the middle of the field. Nobody touched them. I'm thinking, what are they reviewing it for? And they went to a commercial. And when they came back from the commercial, I didn't see the Colts kicker out there, and I just jumped. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. What happened?
I don't know how you do that.
Oh, my God. I went from boom to
Man,
boom.
that's just a bad.
I apologize to anybody in the building.
Bad, like, you just can't do that with the playoffs on the line. It's just so stupid.
A guy for Cincinnati did the same thing earlier in the game. A defensive player, he dropped the ball. Two guys on one day.
It's so stupid. I'll never understand how it happens.
Leon loves seeing this stuff.
Yeah.
He likes adding to his lore.
I don't understand what these guys get off by dropping or carry it around.
Hold it in the end zone. Yes.
Hold it in the end zone.
Stop doing the drop. Stop doing the drop. Hold it until you see white.
Yeah.
See the white line at the end. It makes no sense.
You know, and he cost them the playoffs, so
absolutely
good for him.
Sean Jackson did it like 3-4 times himself. Like, I don't know. It's just stupid. How do you make that mistake in that moment? Walk in the end zone. You have a touchdown.
As good as he is, he should have been cut the next day.
I would have.
He should have been cut the next
day.
Right? Because he cost them the playoffs.
He cost them
just another game.
Not to say they make.
Well, they had an easy schedule. They were
lined right up.
Denver weren't catching them after.
And you kind of gotta like change things up with the Colts now. They have the talent. I don't get it. Yeah,
if that was a second stringer, he was cut.
Oh yeah.
You know,
he won't.
Anybody else, he was cut.
But I don't like the way I don't think the Colts deserve it this year. I don't like the way they've handled everything.
Richardson's he's not an average quarterback anyway. He throws a lot of incompletions.
Yeah, definitely. But I just, Ballard's got to go. I think that whole GM thing is done. Yeah. I like Steichen, but I don't like how he handled Richardson at all. And Richardson quit on them at one point and checked out of the game. I love the Colts going in the year. I loved Anthony Richardson. I just think they need a whole rehaul and general manager,
especially in the division they're in. I mean, it's for the taking.
Yeah, oh my God, Houston doesn't look that good.
So.
The Jags look like they're going to be bad for a bit now.
And again, there was some great games this week.
Absolutely,
there's some
Cowboys Panthers. That was a good game.
The problem I was telling you with the NFL, how do you have 7 teams that have 3 wins or less?
I can't believe it.
That is an embarrassment. That's an embarrassment.
I can't believe
to the sport. That's embarrassing.
Yeah,
it is. A lot of good teams too, though. That's the other thing.
But there's no in between.
There's no in between this year. Normally, there's a lot of 6 and 7.
It is pathetic. Yeah, exactly. It is pathetic.
No, it was a good 4 slate, the 4:30 and 4 o'clock games.
Yeah, the best this year.
They had too many good games on 4:30.
Yeah,
like
I was happy
put the Pittsburgh-Philly game on earlier.
Pittsburgh-Philly, yeah, I thought Pittsburgh would definitely play a lot.
Or the Detroit-Buffalo could have been.
Detroit-Buffalo was great.
Could have been earlier. Yeah,
that could have been earlier, but I was just glad that I got to watch my game and then I got to not miss any of the good games.
Yeah.
I thought Packers, Seahawks was going to be really good, and even with Geno, I don't think the Seahawks looked that good. And Sam Howell, I was wrong with Sam Howell. I thought he was a lot better than he was.
Yeah,
he looked horrible. That was not fun to watch. That was a terrible game.
Just think Green Bay's in third place.
I was going to say they look
Green
really
Bay's
good.
in third place. That is hard to figure out.
That division, the rehaul they had from 2-3 years ago when we thought that division was going to be the worst division in football. Lions are bad. Vikings are bad.
The NFC this year, you can see the 3 and 4 seeds underdogs to the 5 and 6 seeds
Yeah,
on the road. It's going to happen.
It'll happen.
It's going to happen. Minnesota and Green Bay will be favored on the road, or Detroit, whoever's.
I don't think the Bucs and Falcons are going to beat
the Bucs are playing better, though.
I think we could beat the Bucs on Sunday night. I don't want to, but I think we could beat the Bucs Sunday night.
Apparently, they don't flex Dallas games, man.
Absolutely not. That's my buddy was saying, why do I got to watch Dallas at primetime? I was like, stop complaining. It's never going to happen. We will never get flexed out of primetime.
I don't know
the Dallas Cowboys.
They flexed the Denver game, Miami and Cleveland not this Sunday night, the following Sunday night. How has that not been flexed? Miami
it probably will.
Still will.
It probably will.
Maybe
you got to give you 2 weeks.
Oh, maybe you're right.
It's too late now.
Oh,
I continue to tell people, if you are expecting the Dallas Cowboys to be flexed out of a primetime game, you are going to.
Jerry will never let that happen.
We're going to keep expecting it.
Jerry will never let that happen.
Even when Giants Cowboys was the most watched game this year on Thanksgiving. They're 2 terrible teams. It was Cooper Rush and Drew Lock.
And how fair, honestly, is it if you're a Miami fan? They put you late November on a Thursday night in Green Bay when it's freezing, And at the end of December, you're playing a night game in Cleveland. So
They need to go find a
for
big
people
quarterback.
that complain about going to Miami and playing in September and it's hot, look what they're doing with the Dolphins, right?
And they know Tua can't throw in the.
No, I think Miami's going to fold, so it's not fair to them. But
it was a good week, and apparently, from everything I'm watching and reading, Josh Allen has locked up the MVP. But
come on,
played a huge game.
No.
Josh Allen is the king of Week 15 games, man. He
Mr.
plays
December,
the biggest
Mr.
regular
December,
season games.
Mr. December.
Okay, but
Josh Allen has the most legacy with building games in
So do they not give
September I've ever seen in my life.
so if you get a Cy Young award and you lose in the
great.
first round
It's
of
great.
the playoffs, are you still not the Cy Young winner from the league?
If you beat every first round and you win awards, I usually go, oh, well, he couldn't do it in the playoffs at all.
I don't think he has it locked up.
No,
I
it's
think
not.
he's
Shouldn't be.
again. He had 2 games indoors, and he played against a Detroit defense that's getting guys off the street.
But
They got
He looked
100
very good.
injuries.
He did look very,
He does
very
look
good.
good.
But let's remember, in the playoffs, the Kansas City game, 13 seconds. That wasn't Josh Allen.
That was the one game where he should have won.
Played good.
Right.
One game he
If
should have
he
won.
wins that and goes to the
He
championship.
lost the
One game he
Cincinnati
could have won.
game.
Lost Cincinnati at home. Lost to the Chiefs at home and looked the most beatable. And I keep hearing the Chiefs are beatable. So he better beat them this
This
year.
is typical Buffalo Bills
Oh,
fans.
it's every
Monday
year.
morning, they want to know how much the tickets are in New Orleans for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Seriously, and this is Buffalo Bills.
You gotta know better.
walking into work. Okay, you won a game. You lost last week. You've given up 86 points in 2 weeks.
That defense worries.
Okay, so they gave up 86 points in 2
I'd be
weeks. That's
terrified.
not going to take it in the playoffs.
No.
You're not going to score 40 points in the playoffs either,
Why, those are the two
especially
best teams.
outdoors.
The best teams.
No, there ain't.
Rams.
Well, not the Rams. I'm thinking they beat the
Rams.
Lions and they beat the Lions.
Detroit's got nobody
They beat
playing.
the Lions with me playing defense. To be
Yeah, I
fair.
was just going to say, Detroit's got so many
Detroit
injuries.
has lost every good player on defense.
They had to score
And
that
now
many
Brian
points
Branch
to
is
win.
out.
They had to score that many points to win.
Yeah.
So,
Let's not forget
you know,
the
I
Rams
wouldn't
won
get
Jared Goff.
excited.
Jared Goff
won
is
7 out of 9. I would have liked that.
Jared Goff is the
Yeah.
most pedestrian quarterback. He just does his job, and you let him throw 5
Five
touchdowns,
no
500 yards.
interceptions. Yeah, 500
How do
yards.
you? I don't like
So
that.
what's funny about him is he threw 5 touchdowns and lost, and he threw 5
5 interceptions in one.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's Jared Goff. That is how invaluable Jared
And-
Goff is.
How scary is this? And I don't like Lamar. Don't get me wrong, but he's 35 touchdowns, 3 picks. That's hard to
The
do. in
same
the
thing
league.
is
I
what
know.
happened to
That's
Lamar
exactly.
that happened to Dak last year.
Yeah.
The same thing would
I
happen.
mean, it's
If you look at Josh Allen and Lamar side by side, Lamar wins every single stat besides MVP chance.
but they're going to go by record of
Yeah,
teams, and
which I
Buffalo
hate.
has. I know they do,
I
but
hate
look at Barkley for Philly.
Yeah,
You
well, it
take
should
him
be-
off that team, they're not.
Yeah.
They're not a 12-2 team.
But the one thing I've always
11-2
hated is
team.
the Ravens are 9-5 and the Bills have 11 wins now, or 12 wins now, 12-2. If I get it, if you're Joe Burrow and you're below 500 and you have the MVP
Bills are winning
stats,
3, yeah.
and I 11-3. I get it when it's that much of a difference in record. We cannot make the decision on MVP based on 11 wins.
You should
to
never
9
go by your
wins.
record. You
No.
should never go by in any sport. It
I
should
think
go by
I think Allen's the MVP just off my eye test, but people are acting Lamar's not in the
MVP
conversation. It's
normally is
crazy.
the most valuable player to your team.
Yeah,
That's what it is. And if you take again, Derrick Henry's having a great year
Yeah.
too.
that's true.
But I mean,
I'll give him
he's
the
on a
Bucs.
team
Take-
with Lamar. That's
I'll give him the
You
Bucs.
take Josh Allen off that team, they're nothing.
Oh no, I'm not saying he had. I don't think it was
Let's see
locked
if there's
up,
something in
But
4
he's got
weeks.
New England 2 weeks, 2
Yeah.
times in the Jets.
Let's
so
see.
he's gonna up his
win.
stats. He's gonna up his stats.
And what? They have 3 losses now. They'll probably be 14-3.
Yeah,
Unless
they're
they
gonna be
drop
four-
one to
no,
New
they're gonna
England
be
like they
14-3. And if Kansas City with Mahomes, if he's hurt, they have 3 tough games.
I think they get the 1 seed. I don't even care about it. I literally don't care about the Bills having a 1 seed.
I mean, Kansas City's lucky they can lose 1 more game
Yeah.
and not
Well,
blow it.
yeah.
But they'd have to win 2
Yeah,
out of the
but-
last 3 because Buffalo's not losing a game. Let's face facts,
Hopefully.
right? I don't.
Maybe.
They ain't
The
losing to
Patriots-
New England and they ain't losing to the Jets.
It would be very Buffalo if Drake May has that 1 game against Buffalo at home.
I don't. Yeah,
I
they might.
didn't
scare
think
them
so
at
with
home,
Mac
but-
Jones last year, and I watched that game. But
Hey, you never know. Maybe the Sabres will wear off on him a
Yeah.
little bit. Maybe
I'm happy for Bills fans
Pagula
because they have to deal with the Sabres.
fly in.
But you know what? The Bills fans, I'm not happy for them because they're so happy and they've won nothing.
Well, the Bills
Win in the
fans, yeah.
playoffs, get to a Super Bowl. They haven't been to a Super Bowl and they've had great teams the last 5 years. So don't
Yeah.
walk around and strut around because you beat
Don't
these
buy New
poor
Orleans tickets to New
guys.
Orleans.
Don't buy
Not
New
yet.
Orleans tickets yet because you have to prove it in January and February.
And Bills fans are just Cowboys fans that everyone feels bad for. I really
Are
don't
we
get it.
at the next topic?
Not really.
Oh, we were talking about it. So
Yeah,
Are we?
I flipped
No,
over.
but I don't.
Oh yeah, I guess we are. Yeah.
I
we
don't.
are in the next topic, folks.
I think they will give it to him. But again, if they give it to him and say the Eagles win out, that just proves that a quarterback's always going to win. That running backs or other positions never going to have a chance.
Well, and CMC didn't get it last year. That was kind of where I was like.
And I mean, look at everything Barkley's done for that.
He's
team.
definitely the MVP.
Just unbelievable.
He's
What he's done.
Got Jalen Hurts, one of the luckiest men of all time. He's got, since he's come in the league, the best supporting cast you could possibly ever have.
Yeah, and every running back that switched teams this year, look what they've done to the team.
I know. Well, we're starting to see
Barkley,
it. We saw the running backs like the minute we're about to see it become important again.
I think so too.
Because you're starting to see Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, those three guys. Even like the smaller, like J.K. Dobbins made a difference in.
But look at the difference with the Cowboys now that we have a running.
That was good.
It's a totally different team.
We got the man.
You can't.
Why
You have to run the ball.
We can pass up on Jency now.
That's the only problem with Denver. They can't run the game and run the clock out.
Yeah.
They need guys. They need 100-yard rusher. They can need
It's
to pound the
important.
ball. And if you make the playoffs, that's what's going to win.
Running the ball.
Running the
So it's
ball.
important. That's why, the Eagles are scary. I mean, the Lions just lost Montgomery, which is pretty
I
big
know
for
that
the
hurt.
season.
That's one team I feel sorry for. That's
I
why
do
you
too.
got to win like last year. You have to win when you're healthy.
Everyone crapped on Dan Campbell for going. And I'm officially off the Dan Campbell train. I think he's an idiot. After the Bills game, and I like him as a man. Like, I think he's like
That was the
You
worst.
don't onside.
that was horrible.
You know.
There was like literally no.
No.
It would have been a good call if you did not have to tell the other.
That's
team.
exactly.
Would have been
You gotta
awesome.
tell 'em.
Yeah. That's true.
I think he's the coolest, like a good motivator. I would take him in a heartbeat in Dallas. I just think he makes weird decisions. But everyone crapped on him last year after the last NFC Championship game when he said, "Look, we don't know if we're going to be back. This might have been the best chance we ever had." And now you're going back to the playoffs. Hutchinson, Montgomery.
You might not win your division.
You might not
You
even.
might not get a home game out of all this.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold can win the division.
Unbelievable.
He could be MVP.
No, but
No,
now
no.
the Viking. Yeah, he's
But
going to get
Vikings-
paid. He's getting paid.
Yeah.
The Vikings got a hell of a
He's
choice.
definitely changed his life this year.
Vikings have a hell of a choice to make.
That's
I mean,
tough.
What do? Do you let him go and
I let
hope
him go.
McCarthy,
I kind of just let him go.
or do you pay him?
Kirk Cousins leaving was a good thing.
Yeah,
I would let
that's-
Darnold. I'd let him go. Yeah, just take this 1 year and look at it as we weren't supposed to be like this. We got it. Let him.
I agree.
Let someone like the Giants
I
give
agree
him
with
$50 million.
Well, anybody
Really
not
is.
the top 2 or 3 picks will take him.
I think you can see the Browns. I don't know if the Browns will make another bad
They
decision.
can't afford him.
I guess they can.
They can't afford him.
I don't even know who would even be able to take a chance on Darnold. Because Giants Raiders probably draft a quarterback.
Giants and Raiders are drafting one up high, so
Titans.
Titans should go for
Yeah,
somebody.
maybe.
God, they're horrible. They got a good defense and nothing else
Yeah, well, unless you want to play Will Levis.
all the time. Yeah,
He's kind of the man out there. But yeah, I don't think it's locked up for Allen. I think it's crazy that we're locking it up. And again, we got to stop circling the wagons in week 15. I'm completely done with this. We see it every year. That would be like me every year when the Cowboys win 12 games. Not this year.
We do.
And I don't ever sit there and go Super Bowl. I've never done it because they've never shown me they can do it. It always hurt me. Why would I ever Bills fans set themselves up for it every year. They want you're in a division with Lamar and Patrick Mahomes. Stop acting like you're going to win.
exactly.
You have a long road.
Oh.
If they get to the Super Bowl, I have no doubt they can beat the Lions again. They can beat the Packers and Vikings. But
Really?
They're gonna have
Philly
two
could
tough
be
games
tough.
in the
I don't-
playoffs.
It's scary, man.
They're gonna have 2 tough.
there's not
Yeah.
one easy game in the AFC.
Unless
No,
they get Houston at home.
NFC's
Then
tough.
Even Houston at home, I like
Even teams like
Houston's
say they
defense
get
is
the
good.
Chargers or Denver or
Anyone.
Pittsburgh.
Anyone
they're
will
gonna be
give
tough. They're not
the
going to
Steelers
be easy out.
especially will give them.
Yeah,
Right now, you guys are slotted to play the Steelers.
I hope.
I mean,
That's the
I hope we
perfect
stay.
game.
I would try to, but hey, the Steelers lose this week at Baltimore. They're tied. They're 1-1 against each other. They could fall right to a wild card spot quick.
Yeah.
I would want to play Pittsburgh if I were you guys. Though. I would be.
Denver played Pittsburgh once, and some guy threw a touchdown pass. I think it was only his 5th completion of the entire game.
Tim Tebow.
Oh, like Demarius Thomas.
Demarius
Demarius
Thomas.
Thomas.
Play overtime.
That was awesome.
Well, that would be a good little, for the people who think it's scripted. Russell Wilson and
That would
Denver
be
in the NFL.
Oh,
in
that would be
the
good.
wild card round,
That
that'd be a
would be
lot.
good.
That'd be like Lions Rams last year.
Yeah,
I feel
same
a
thing.
little less.
hey,
but,
it's so bad that this whole scripting thing. Did you watch Rich Eisen at all on Sunday?
no.
He said something about the script, and everybody went,
Yeah,
"Oh,
no.
you can't talk
Now you
about
can't.
that
You can't really joke.
You can't
about
even
it
joke about it anymore.
Yeah, you can't
Wow.
joke. You can't really get joke
Because
about it.
people
There are
are
a lot
taking
of
it
things.
serious.
But there are a lot of things that look fishy.
Gotta-
So
The refs have been a little fishy, but they are every year. Wow, fishy with everybody. All right, let's move on to some baseball because I don't think we've
Baseball.
talked about because we weren't here last week. So the news.
Oh, you were all excited.
The news broke.
Yeah. Broke our hearts. Another heartbreaker.
That was I kind of got over that really quick though because it was like that was a lot of money.
Who's worth like sports has got to stop, and people are after our generations are gone.
Yeah,
Sports isn't going to be watched. You take all these people younger than you. Nobody's watching sports. Is they're really worth $765 million?
I emailed
You
Soto
win
for a
once
loan.
or twice. It's not worth it.
765 is a lot, and he looked a little fat in
15
his
years.
picture they took of him.
You don't
As
get
soon as I
better.
saw that, I was like, that's-
You don't get better
No.
when you're 35, 38,
No.
41 years old. So
But
you're paying
they're not even
somebody,
banking on that though. They know he's going to be retired in the last 5
but you're
years.
still paying guys. The contracts are
The
so
opt out
brutal
is the
now.
thing. He's got an opt out at like year 7. So I look at that as a
Stupid
7
now.
year,
Still.
765.
You know, it's way too
How
much.
would you-
Is it really worth an organization? I think the Yankees are lucky that he didn't resign. They didn't
The
win.
Yankees tried.
No,
really
I know, but
badly.
they fell a
That's
little
right. They
short.
didn't win with them.
They didn't win with them.
Well,
fell a
it
little
wasn't worth it
short.
for them because they don't have the roster.
Today they got Cody Bellinger. They got another hitter. They got Max Fried.
It's a good sign.
You know, so they spent
They've done
money
that
on
pretty
other
well.
positions instead of on one guy. I think you guys
We didn't
hitting
offer all
wise,
that
you're
money.
not you're not better off. But you went and got a pitcher,
Yeah.
and you got good hitting to begin with.
And we're
if
in
the
on
pitching
Teoscar
comes
Hernandez.
through, you know. And again, this is another reason why teams like the White Sox will never get better. Once a player on the team gets good,
They gave him to us.
they're going to trade him away. So the good teams are always going to be good, and the
Yeah.
bad teams are always going to be bad in baseball. For 162 games,
Yeah.
So
does
they
anybody care if
revenue
you win 60 games? Yeah, until there's a salary cap and
Yeah.
a hard salary cap, it's horrible. Again, Corbin Burns. If the Blue Jays can get him, that'll help. But how much does he want? That's the problem.
Yeah. I would take him in a heartbeat. We're in
Yeah,
on.
no.
You know?
Yeah. We're on everybody, it seems. It's very fun. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
You can't be too upset with Soto. For that price,
I was upset because I just felt like that completed like the lineup. Like you would add Soto, Duran, you probably move up like Abreu to left field. You got Story, Devers, Casas.
we're getting to almost
Great
$1 billion for
Oh, yeah,
a
that's
player.
crazy.
That's
$1 billion
wild, isn't it?
for a
That's
player.
a little crazy.
Like, come on. Like, what's
That's
enough for these guys?
Yeah, we offered 700 million. We didn't even get into the
But
but we weren't going to. The whole report was we weren't going over
Yeah, we weren't
700.
gonna do
And then we got to 700 that night. We tried to schedule a meeting with Boris and Soto to get a deal done. I don't even think he ever granted that. But the night before it started to feel a little bit like we were out. And I would have loved to get him. I think the Yankees are better off now. They went and got a pitcher. They went and got Bellinger. So you do kind of fill your needs. It's very not Yankees of them to add like this in the offseason.
Mets always choke.
Yeah,
They are a team that spent a lot of money over the years and they never win.
I also don't like love the
What do
roster.
they do?
I don't love it. Like it's Lindor.
They
and
don't have
Cam.
great hitters. Lindor had a career year this
Yeah.
year. That's not him for his career.
Yeah,
He had a great year this year. Alonso's a home run hitter.
Alonso's still there, but
He's still there. But other than that, their hitting is weak.
Yeah, and
And-
Soto helps.
And
For sure.
if their pitching's healthy, they're good.
Yeah.
But they're in a division with Atlanta,
Yeah, it's
Philadelphia.
Philly's still there.
I mean, you're in a tough division. So
Yeah, they're definitely Cohen definitely tried to flex his muscles. It felt like he was never going to let anyone outbid him,
that's how they are. Yeah.
and so that was why like the Blue Jays tried to do like what every Toronto team does and tried to sell him on you can be the king of the country, and the Red Sox
Yeah.
tried to sell him on you're the man
Yeah.
here, Fenway Park, Dominican history, David Ortiz, and the Dodgers felt like didn't even try, which was really weird because
They
they're
don't have
usually
room. They don't have
I
room.
guess they tried to sell him on the fact that the report was that it would top 4 in that lineup would be Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, Juan Soto, Freddie Freeman, and then Max Muncy at the fifth.
But
That's what they tried to sell him on.
is it even worth
Why
watching?
would you even play?
And if you're the Miami Marlins and the National League East, why would you even go and
Why would
sign
you
anybody?
play?
Why would you pay
There's no
anybody?
reason.
I would.
They got rid of Berger anyways. Straight Berger.
I wouldn't pay anybody. You're not going to beat any of those teams.
So they got rid of the
You know,
Jets.
What's the difference?
Yeah, it's
Just keep the TV money.
I'm
and
glad the
suck it up.
Dodgers can get him. It's the only team I was like, and the Jays obviously, but I was
Well,
like,
realistically, I can tell you 9 out of the 12 teams next year in the playoffs.
yeah,
Right
you know,
from now, I can tell you who's going to be there and who's
Yeah.
not. You know what I mean?
Dodgers, so
I can
it's-
tell you 10 teams that definitely aren't going to be there. You
Yes.
know, so it's
Well,
terrible.
the A's made an offer.
The Marley, yeah, they made an offer, but he didn't bite. But
It's
it's
$20
horrible.
in a burger. they got Severino though for some reason.
Yeah, I
3
don't
years.
understand.
That
Well,
was weird.
again, again, that's the man. He wasn't that good, but
That was odd to give him all that.
Baseball's bad. It's just the
Yeah.
same teams over.
You got to
and
give a
over.
cap. You got to
You
give
have
some
to have a
sort of-
cap, or you'll never have an even league.
It is nice to see the Red Sox for the first time in years throwing money out there. Like if you would have asked me, 6 months ago, if we would have thrown $700 million at a player, probably would have said no. It was nice to see that we realized that we do have good money.
I think they saw their record this year with what they had, and they figured
Broke
take
even.
the next step.
Now we're in on Teoscar Hernandez because their
That'd be a big
Dodgers
loss for
came
the
through.
Dodgers.
That would be. I would die for. He wants the 3.
I hope he doesn't go back to Toronto.
Yeah. Why would he go to Toronto? I just don't understand.
I hope
that.
he doesn't.
There would literally be nothing. And now the report is, it's so nice to be a part of a fun team, and the Red Sox have turned their sights to next year towards Vlad Guerrero. He's going to be a free agent next year. It's so nice to have a functional
He had a
team.
good year this year. So
He did. And we're going after pitching. We're trying to go get Castillo from Seattle.
He upped his price this year.
I'll pay
He
him.
had a great year.
And he's not, you're not paying $700 million for Vlad, right?
No,
he's like
probably
a
around
350.
$400.
They said
350,
350 to 400. He reportedly just declined a 340 for 10 years, I think, with the Jays.
Really?
That's a report. It might not be true, but it's been a fun offseason. The Yankees definitely did their thing. Like, I don't like Fried that much, but that was good.
It's better than what they had.
Yeah, that's a good.
Better,
pickup.
and I think they lost Cortez.
Yeah, they
too.
just traded
Nestor Cortez.
they just got
or something,
somebody
so.
for him. They just traded.
But,
Cortez.
but I mean, he wasn't that good
No.
anyway. So Fried's
They're
there.
making moves.
Yeah, they're making moves.
It's
They're
nice
trying
to
to get better. They didn't blow the biggest money, and
No,
to lose to the Mets, I think, is the only embarrassment. I don't think they're really sad that they lost out. But
there
to
was
lose to the Mets,
no redeeming. Like if you lost to the Sox or the Mets,
Mets, yeah.
that would have been embarrassing either way.
Yeah,
Maybe
you-
more embarrassing Sox because that's never happened.
but
we don't do
crosstown rivals outbidding you. But again, the Mets haven't won.
And Cohen, I guess that like it felt like he was never gonna. If he didn't sign with the Mets, it was gonna be based off I want to be a Yankee still, or I want the history of Boston.
I don't think he was that happy as a Yankee. I don't think he was.
Well,
Yeah.
the weirdest thing is what they're saying. Did it? Juan Soto wanted a suite
A
for
suite,
his
I know.
family.
I can't believe that was real. I thought it
And
was a joke.
he was very upset
No,
that he
it's
didn't
real.
get that. I would honestly be a little upset too. Like, I'm your
Yes.
player, give me a suite.
Yeah, that's weird. Like you bump somebody out, you bump out a sponsor.
Yeah,
or a
like,
partner,
why
you
not?
Get them out of there.
If it's gonna mean keeping him, like
I
why
know.
not give him a suite?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But again, these players want everything.
I know, but the
when
suite
is
felt
enough
like a
enough?
little like easy. To
Yeah.
get.
Yeah, that should just be.
Like it wasn't like he wanted like private jet. Like I'm sure they get it all, but
Exactly,
he didn't
yeah.
want his own personal. He didn't want to become the captain. He was like, "Give me a suite for my family." I would have done it.
Yeah, I
pretty
find it
quick.
hard to
At least it
believe
wasn't the brown M&M.
That's pretty.
I don't want any brown M&M.
That's pretty Yankees, though, to be like,
It is true.
sweet Steinberg.
I honestly thought that was a joke.
That was weird, but good for him. He got his money.
Yeah, he got it sweet.
He got a suite.
Got everything.
He did. What actually made me feel a lot better was the picture of him. He looks big.
Yeah,
Like he looked like he had like a
he's
freaking
not going to
belly.
get any triples.
No, absolutely.
He's not
I
gonna
didn't
get
look
any
fast.
triples. He's not going to get any trouble.
When he
He's
had
not
the
steal
hat
any
on, man,
bases, yeah.
I was like, he looks kind of fat.
What position does he play, or is he at the
Right field.
Right there.
He's not that good of a right fielder either.
No, but
He's good enough.
again, sometimes teams don't. When you go to a team, the hitting's different.
Yeah.
They can pitch around him. Who
Yeah.
knows? Like
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to be in. If he's in front of Alonso, Alonso's going to hit a lot more
Probably
home runs
in front
because
of
they're going to have
Alonso.
to pitch to him, right? So
He would have loved the monster. That's all I
Huh?
know.
Oh,
He
yeah,
would
for
absolutely
sure.
love the monster.
for sure, yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right. Maybe some other day. Maybe we'll get someone else. Vlad next year. Vlad's gonna love that damn monster. Vlad's batting 340
Oh,
at
yeah.
Fenway career. He'll love.
He'll hit that monster.
He'll love that thing. He'll get 50 doubles over there.
Yeah.
All right. This is the biggest news of the week because I said it 2 days ago. I said, "You really think that Penix is going?" And my buddies all said, "All that guaranteed money, no way they pay Penix in." Michael Penix is in, and I think that's going to be good for the Falcons unless he has his growing pains. But what do you think about it?
I can't believe they're doing it now.
It's awesome though.
I knew next
So cool.
year,
Oh,
guaranteed, that it was going to happen, and and that's a bad organization. Terrible.
20 to 3.
Again, we talked about this months ago before when it happened.
yeah, we
You
did.
don't sign a quarterback for that kind of money.
Yeah.
When you're going to draft a quarterback in the first round.
And they had their mind made.
They had their mind
months
made up before. So shame on them for even thinking. And just by doing that, it's in the back of Cousins' mind. If I start having bad games, you knew the fans were eventually going to want it.
Mhm.
And this is another Russell Wilson case, Deshaun Watson case. They're going to have to eat the money.
$25 million if they let him go before March 1st.
You just do
But
it.
he's got 90 million
But that's
guaranteed.
guaranteed. But the 25 million they got to pay.
Yes, they
Cap
gotta pay him,
hit,
yeah.
maybe. Maybe it's cap.
I mean, it's just unbelievable.
2 years
Like,
in a
why
row.
would you sign a guy 4 years, 180 million?
Off of the Achilles and old.
Exactly. If you knew darn well you were going to get a quarterback in the first round, they had a high pick too. It wasn't like they were in the late
Yeah,
round.
like 10.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Again, they didn't have to.
But how about this? Turn it on the other side and think of how grateful he must be. He gets to ride the pines and make.
He
millions.
has the
I would
greatest
like to do that.
agent of all time.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
He has
It's a
three of
pride
the
thing,
largest.
though. It's a pride.
Yeah, no,
coach.
it's-
But he has two of the largest contracts in NFL history.
Yeah. And he's never won anything.
He's a wonderful man, though.
Yeah, he's a
Shame
good guy.
on Atlanta. And, you know, I mean, it's amazing that they made that mistake and everybody knew this was going to happen. And I think Penix is going to be very good.
I love Penix.
I don't know about the last 3 games of the year. He might not show up, but I'm sure by next year. And you know what I think they were watching was how good the rookie class was this year already. And this kid's on the bench.
Yeah.
And they're thinking these rookies are out there playing and they're on.
Yeah.
They're
That's
not
the thing.
scared. So they're thinking, hey, you know what? Maybe we should have got him in. I think it's a little too late. You know, and they
could be a
beat
lot
the
of
Raiders.
fun.
I would have, if I was going to do it, I would have did it for the Monday game against the Raiders. But you know, they're a game behind, and if they don't win the division and they spent that much money on Cousins, shame on them. I think Penix has one of the best arms.
Yeah,
and he can throw the deep ball, and they have all the weapons in the world. They just don't use them.
Pitts, Robinson,
Does he-
Algier.
Does he qualify as a rookie next year?
No,
That's baseball.
no.
That's
So
baseball.
he can't be a rookie. I know. I
That's
thought
baseball.
if you don't play,
No,
a certain amount of games.
I think he's going to be great.
This could be a lot of fun, though. This could be very, not because I guess two lefties. This could be very Tebow mania for their Falcons. They could give you a new life where it's like you just need a new guy in
It
there.
looks like they need a spark. So
That's the thing. Like Cousins is so, and Penix can move. I know he had an injury, but he can move. He's a lot different. And like maybe bad organizations are just bad organizations is what I'm starting to learn this year. Like maybe the Jets never figured out. Maybe the Falcons never figured out because they just don't know what they're
that's why
doing.
you don't win.
Like, it just seems like Raiders, like they never figure it out because they just don't know what they're doing. Taking Penix was still one of the. I mean, maybe not taking him, but taking him after signing Kirk was still one of the
If
weirdest.
they didn't
things
take
of all
him, the
time.
Raiders were taking him.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I don't think they would have taken him.
He was
down,
gone.
for sure. Yeah,
He was gone.
yeah.
Guaranteed.
So I mean, if you wanted Penix, you could have used that money you used to sign Kirk and went and got some defensive players. So that's what you were thinking about to bolster the defense. It never made any sense to me. I am happy to see Penix. I think he absolutely provides that spark. But throwing him in the last 3 games, like, and you're kind of expecting him to take you to the playoffs, it's kind of a bad place to put him. I'm sure he's happy about it. The first 3 games he's playing are meaningful games.
Yeah.
Could end up playing playoff games. I know a couple Falcons fans. They're very excited. But it's weird. I thought Cousins was going to be a little better than this. He started off better, but
Yeah, the timing's bad to me anyway. It's a panic move, but they could have did it a couple weeks ago.
yeah.
If you're going to do it a couple weeks ago. He's had a few bad games in a row. They've lost 4 games in a row. But there was so many players once they signed Cousins, they could
There's
have
players
had
there.
Jared Verse. They could have had a lot of guys
All
around
these
there.
guys were there.
Yeah, there were so many guys around that they could have drafted to help the team now.
Yeah.
And they said they were doing it for the future, 4 years down the road. No, they weren't. It wasn't 4 years down.
This is already 24.
Yeah, but I
4
mean,
years down the road
Cousins
is
wasn't
28.
playing all 4
No,
years.
no,
There was no
absolutely.
way. There was no way if they would have signed him to a 2 or 3 year contract.
Yeah.
That's different. But you signed him 4 years
Give him a lot of money.
at his age, off his injury,
Yeah.
and then to draft a guy, it makes no sense, and that's why teams are always going to be bad.
Yeah.
And
Well, the Falcons are
sometimes, again, I don't. Could the coach have been in on this? Like, I can't believe Raheem Morris would have wanted this.
I think there's a lot of pressure on him right now. It's like you were supposed to come in. We were supposed to go to the playoffs.
Oh, he had no choice
And he goes
to
to
make
the
the switch. Now,
Yeah.
Monday was an ugly win.
He looked
They're lucky they
very
played the
nervous
Raiders. They're
all
lucky they
game,
played
yeah.
the Raiders. He got sacked a lot.
Oh,
He threw
He
the
can't
ball
move.
in the coverage. I mean,
Well, what happened?
looked
He
like a
was-
bad game.
He's just old. Didn't he start out the year?
it's a long season, yeah. But
1-9 in his last.
you got to remember, when you can't
One
run in the
touchdown,
NFL as a
9
quarterback, you're a sitting duck.
Yeah.
If you can't move just a little bit, you're going to get killed in the NFL.
Yeah, he always looked a little. This year he looked. And if anybody ever freaking talks to me about the Dak contract ever again, with all the contracts Kirk Cousins gets, I don't want to hear about it. Kirk Cousins has never looked like an MVP. He's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
But these guys like Jordan Love, I get why he got it. I don't like Trevor Lawrence. I get why he got it. I get why Tua got it. I get why Dak got it. Kirk never felt like he ever earned he was just a quarterback going to quarterback needy teams.
Yeah,
good time for quarterback.
That's the problem with
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, with Deshaun Watson. Denver needed somebody bad. They'd missed how many times?
Yeah.
Cleveland needed a quarterback bad.
Jets.
Right? It's Jets needed somebody bad with Aaron Rodgers. They kept missing. So
I am like very excited
This is
that
what
these
happens.
trading for old quarterbacks thing is probably dead now. Like I think Rodgers, Wilson signing Cousins.
Yeah.
I think they kind of killed this whole because it felt like a trend.
teams won't do
For
it
a minute.
anymore. They're
I
not
think
going
it's
to.
over.
They're not going to throw money
We're not gonna
around
see
for
a Brady
anybody in
again.
their 35 years
No,
old.
I think it's. I think
Those
that's
days
over.
are over. Denver got lucky when they got Manning. They got a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
episode
those are the
worth.
last of those guys.
But even by
Yeah, but he
his
went
end,
out with a
was
limp
done.
too.
But he was done. by the
Manning
end.
went out
He
with
had
one of the
nothing left.
worst
Yeah,
seasons
Eli
ever.
Manning had nothing.
Eli.
He had nothing left either.
Manning was
actually
9
watched
touchdowns.
Phillip Rivers.
But wasn't Manning? Yeah, that was bad too. Wasn't Manning 9 touchdowns, 17 picks on that
The last
year
year,
that you
but I
guys
mean-
won the Super Bowl?
Yeah, but I mean,
And he got worse and worse as the year went on, and then he won the Super Bowl.
Got benched. Brock
and
Osweiler.
the only reason he got hurt for 4 games.
Yeah.
They still got to the
right.
Super Bowl, and he was a little bit healthier in the playoffs.
But at least like Manning had MVP seasons. Like and
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers got the Colts to the playoffs. He wasn't great. Like Rodgers and Wilson, how we're gonna remember these guys is I mean not Wilson now, but like hobbling to the finish line.
That's why you're going to see every year 4, 5, 6 quarterbacks taken in the first round.
Yeah.
Because you have
Now
to
you have
take a
to.
chance now. You
Yeah.
have to. You've seen what teams have done. If you have, and again, I think Caleb Williams is good.
He'll be. I think
He's in a bad spot.
He'll be all right.
They got no offensive coordinator. The coach stinks.
Yeah.
He's in a bad situation. His numbers haven't been as good lately, but he's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
He's going to be very
all those
good.
quarterbacks.
I don't want to hear anybody say, "Well, you know what? He's on a team that's got 4 wins. It's not his problem."
He's got to learn how to get rid of the ball.
Yeah.
For sure.
He's got to learn a little bit more.
But he's on an island. If
He's,
you watch,
yeah, exactly.
It's-
Yeah, I mean,
That old line is
he's,
horrible.
he's running for his life.
Yeah, it's
You got to feel bad for guys like Red Dog and them. They thought they had a year
I do.
coming.
I've liked all the quarterbacks they drafted too. I like Fields, I like Trubisky, and I like Caleb.
But
Hopefully,
that tells you it's the organization.
it has to be at this point.
Same
Yeah.
with the Jets. Jets had Darnold.
Yeah,
Zach
Darnold
Wilson might not be as bad as they.
I don't think
had
he
him.
is that bad. I don't even
That's
know if
what
he's
I'm
that
saying.
bad.
So maybe
I don't know.
sometimes these organizations just.
I refuse to believe guys are so talented and then look so not talented. I feel like that's a lot of organization.
I mean, Rodgers has played well the last few weeks, but first 10,
Yeah.
12 games, he was nothing.
And this is why when people were saying to let go of Dak, they don't just grow on trees. It's hard. It's really hard.
Especially at that caliber.
Yeah.
Dak is a great caliber. You can't deny it.
If we had like this like top 15 quarterback, then okay, we can let go of that. But it's hard to find a top 10 quarterback.
Well, I read today where Jerry is looking to trade a 3rd-round pick for a 3rd-string quarterback next year.
Yeah, what happened?
He's looking to keep him on the bench
Give him Zach Wilson.
behind Cooper and ahead of Trey Lance. He
Hey,
wants to
you
give him
imagine
a 3rd-round
We are
pick.
this bad, and they haven't given him a chance.
Are we not that bad right now though?
It's a joke.
Well,
But you still got to play him.
what I mean is
Still
we're
gotta
not making
play.
plans.
I'm just saying, like
We got no hope.
it is
How's that?
almost impressive that we're 6-8. Like I'm kind of impressed.
Somebody
with how
did
the team
say
plays.
that. I did read that.
I'm a little impressed how the team
But you'd
plays.
be no worse
That's a
off
tough one.
if he played all these games. This guy now, Trey Lance, is going to go 4 years and play 1 game.
Oh yeah, he's done. His career.
How is he ever going to get better? He'll never
But-
get better. You're never going to take a
Never.
chance on him.
I do wonder, like, because Cooper Rush has played 3 great games in a row.
Yeah.
Like, the Texans game just felt like a little fluky. Like, maybe Cooper Rush was the right decision if you were trying to win. I wasn't trying to win during the Texans game. I thought Lance should have played.
I think there's a fine line between trying to win and trying to see what you have.
No, I
To
get
me,
that.
you got to try and see what you have.
I would have been fine with that, but if Jerry was trying to win,
Winning in your division when the
the two
Eagles are 12-2.
We
in
beat the Commanders.
Washington. I know, but I'm just saying.
like Cooper Rush's career, if you look at his winning,
He's a career backup. Yeah.
I don't get it. They showed a stat. Obviously, he's not, but like he's like in the top for winning percentage in careers
Yeah.
because he's only played like 13
Sometimes
games.
defenses let up. Not
no.
against the backup quarterback.
It's the same thing with the backup
goalies
goalies.
in. You think, hey, we're going to score 6.
And I am
It's psychological,
I'm
it really is.
officially on like the thought that if Micah Parsons had played all those
Me
games
too,
in a
now.
row, we might be fighting for a playoff.
I was mad at Micah because I
If you
kept
didn't
saying
have
Our
all the injuries,
defense
if you
has
didn't have all the
looked
injuries.
so good since he's been back.
If you didn't have all the injuries, you'd be
we
in the
still
playoffs.
got quarterbacks, though. We still got the
Yeah.
D-Law.
He's out for the whole year now. D-Law's out.
Yeah.
Overshawn's out for the whole year now. Like
We didn't play bad.
I've turned this into a Cowboy topic, but We actually look pretty good.
You
It's fun to
have
watch.
12 and
Yeah, it's
5
Michael
talent.
Penix on the board.
Yeah, I know.
You have 12 and 5 talent.
Yeah.
You do. You have 12 and 5 talent. If you,
100%.
This team is gonna mess up the year and go 9-8. Like, watch this team go 8-9 and just screw up this whole year. Miss the playoffs. Get
those are the worst records you can beat.
I would hate to be
7
8-9.
and 10,
They
8
screw
and
it up.
9 is the worst.
We'll
record
beat
you
the
can
Bucks this week. Like, I'm gonna tell everyone we'll beat the Bucks this week. To the 10 people, we are gonna beat the Bucks this week. Which is what I feel. It's weird. I'm never
I
impressed
love
watching the Bucks.
Baker Mayfield, and I want him in the playoffs.
Me too, but I'm never
There's
impressed
another guy
watching
that's
the
earned
Bucks.
his money.
Yes, he has. That
He's
guy's
earned
tough.
his money.
He's a tough
He's
guy.
tough.
He's earned his like MVP
He
ladder.
plays
too.
hard, boy.
He's earned like to be the 5th guy.
Those
mentioned
players
in
love
MVP.
playing with him.
Oh,
He gives it his
That's a
all.
leader.
Good for the Browns.
That's why I like Josh Allen.
Good for the
He's a leader.
Browns.
For the Browns.
They're
There you
Good for
go.
the
There's
Browns.
another one.
They're tough. Josh Baker, they're tough guys. They go up.
They
You know,
screwed him.
you're a Bronco fan. Do they not remind you a little bit of John? John Elway was tough.
Yeah.
John went out and
John's
he
a
threw
little
interceptions. He threw some, but he was also unbelievable.
John's a little-
and would
little
run
better.
through a freaking
Wall for
wall for you.
And it's on Mayfield.
That's why I loved it.
When you watch Deshaun Watson play, it looks like he doesn't even care.
Right.
He looks like he's just.
They sold him out so bad
I
last
get a
year.
massage in 3 hours.
Yeah.
You know, can we get this game? Let's not go over.
Baker played that whole last year with a broken shoulder,
Yeah.
and they sold him out. And they were like, "Oh, he didn't look good." Well, of course, he didn't look good. He was
Tampa
playing
Bay's
with
the
a broken
luckiest.
shoulder.
Tampa Bay had nothing before him.
And we didn't when they went from Brady to Baker, we thought they were dead.
Yeah.
Baker revived his career that Rams game when he played that
Thursday night
one
game
couple
against the
games with the
Raiders.
Rams against the
Thursday
Raiders.
night game
I was
against the
playing a
Raiders.
freaking Big Ten
That got him the money.
watching the game
Yeah.
and I was like, he went down with 1 minute left.
That got
He was done.
Yeah.
He was never gonna play again. Didn't they get
Carolina didn't want him.
didn't you guys destroy him the next week, like on Christmas?
No,
Or they
we were
destroyed
horrible.
you?
They destroyed us. But
It was like 50.
Carolina didn't want Baker.
No one wanted Baker.
We wanted him. Seriously.
Carolina, he was a backup
I
to
know.
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
It was
Yeah, figure
So-
that out.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I am so happy for
Hey,
Baker.
Carolina can't figure it out either. It's a joke.
The NFL's funny when it comes to that.
Oklahoma Baker was one of the most fun quarterbacks I've ever watched, and he was and I remember him going on Colin Cowherd and Cowherd telling him how much he didn't believe in him because he needs to get his act together. I'm so happy. That
And you know what I
Baker
like about Baker?
is done.
They talk about him on the games. He's like, he tweets in and he talks to the guys on the
He's
the
a cool dude.
broadcasters. I was like, oh, he's sitting back having a beer right now. Baker just said, like, he's
Yeah,
into football.
Baker's fun.
He's into the whole thing.
Baker's good for.
He's a team
Yeah.
player. Team player. He'll give it us all to win a game.
God bless Cleveland.
You know,
I'm happy
and,
for him.
and it rubs off on the rest of that
I
team.
know.
They got the
They
same
like
thing.
him a lot.
Mike Evans is always hurt. He plays.
Oh, he looked good.
Always
the other night.
plays. Yeah. He always plays.
They like him a lot. You can tell that he's
Yeah,
their
they do.
quarterback. He's their
And
quarterback.
now they can run the ball. So
He's
I
their
think
quarterback more than
major
Brady
speed.
was their quarterback.
Yeah.
He's their quarterback.
Oh, I
Brady
think
was
so.
just Brady.
He
Yeah,
came in
But
to
they
win.
love Baker.
Yeah.
It's nice to see. All right, let's talk about
Pick our
our pick
weeks.
of the week. I know what I'm picking. I got to see what this
You
is.
going Thursday
We're
night?
gonna do the Thursday night game, even though this
You
show.
don't even got. You don't even have to ask me who I'm picking Thursday.
You bringing the Chargers?
I'm picking the Broncos. I think they let the Chargers off the hook at home. They were down 23-0. I think, and the NFL did them no favors by flexing the game because we have to travel on a short week while the Chargers stay at home. I still think we're going to do it. I don't think the Chargers are that good. I say we win a close game and officially clinch the playoff spurt and hopefully get the 6th seed out of this.
I would just like to announce the way I just checked. I got an 82% on my final paper. We're 30%.
Oh,
So that's also
That's
what
more
I,
important than all this.
that's also what I was checking. I saw a final paper grade come up. I should check that too. I'm gonna double down. I'm gonna go Vikings -3. Is it in Minnesota?
Wait, no.
Oh, sorry.
Thursday night.
I'm gonna take the Broncos.
We can edit that out.
I'm gonna take the Broncos. I'm gonna take the Broncos because I actually don't. I'm sorry, because you two do. I actually don't believe in the Broncos that much. I root for them for you. I love their defense. I love Benito. I've
Oh.
always loved Benito.
You better be in the
And
Pro
I like
Bowl.
Hooper.
You better be in the Pro
It's a
Bowl.
great- Surtain was one of my. So no, I believe in you. I believe in your defense a lot.
Me too.
I really like the defense. I still am not a believer, which I've never been a believer. I think he's a lot better, clearly a lot better than I thought he was, because I didn't think he was going to look good. He's been really good. I'm not. That's what I like about him. He clearly is
Got
in
hurt.
the game.
He loves it.
Maybe I am a believer. I like Sutton. I actually like a lot of your team.
He shipped off 3 interceptions. But sure.
I actually like a lot of your team. So I'm going with the Broncos because I clearly actually like a lot. I think this is really good for you guys, even if you guys don't win a playoff game. I think getting in the playoffs is
To
really
get there
good.
this year is
Really big.
exceeds
It's really big for
expectations.
him too, because if you get I always like quarterbacks getting to the playoffs in their first year. Not with us. I always thought Dak was going to do that, but it always your experience expands. I'm really happy for Bo. I love Bo in Auburn. I thought he was a little weird in Oregon.
I wasn't a believer really in the air, thinking, oh, maybe they're okay. But I've been watching. He knows. I've been watching them a lot.
Yeah.
I like them.
I definitely understand why people are believers.
They play as a team. I'll tell you.
I get why people are believers now. I do get it. I'm still stubborn on my take that he's.
And you know what? For 8 years, we deserved to win.
No, you guys deserve.
No, like
I'm
we
happy.
got last week. I know it was lucky, but we deserved one of those.
I was very happy for you guys.
We've
You
had a
guys-
lot of bad losses in 8 years.
I mean,
I mean, am I going to feel that bad for someone who saw a Super Bowl or two in their life? No. But, I feel bad for your fans. It's been a bad 8 years. So, yeah, we're all taking the
We're all
Broncos.
taking the Broncos. But now we're going to do our official pick of the weeks, and I'll give you guys the standings going into this week, because Phil, we all lost in the last pick of the week. Phil's 5-5. Oh, Reg, sorry. Reg's 5-5.
We're not Kiss. They know his
He
name.
is. They don't. Evan is 6-4, and I'm 7-3. Still in first, but we all lost. So who are we going with this week?
Well, I'm a coin flip. I'm even 5-5. I'm going to go. This is the last road game for the Rams. They have Arizona and Seattle at home. The division is theirs for the take, and I think they're getting hot at the right time. They're getting healthy. It's only a field goal at the Jets. The weather probably won't be great. I just hope a dome team can go out east.
Yeah.
This is the one that scares you as a team, but if they can't beat the Jets, they don't deserve the playoffs. And I think if they win this one, they're going to win the last two at home and win the division. I'll take the Rams -3.
Rams?
All right.
What do you got?
Screw it. I'm taking Cowboys +4 against the Buccaneers.
Really?
Yeah. I ruined my Vikings pick. I want to have fun. Cowboys +4, Cooper Rush, MVP candidate. Rico Dowdle running out of his mind. CeeDee Lamb has been awesome, and the defense looks really good. I know you're talking about how much I like Baker. I don't think Baker's going to be able to keep up with Micah. Micah's looked like he's mad. He's clearly very mad, it seems. So
You think he'll be here next year?
yeah,
Okay.
that was a bad report. Jerry said the next
They'll
day.
pay him.
That kind of works.
The one thing that
I don't know.
we do, even though we do it not well, we sign everybody. Like we signed Dak, we signed CD, we signed Zeke, we signed Diggs. We sign everybody.
That's
They
true.
all get locked up. They get like $20 million more than they otherwise would have.
Jerry loses Mike, I'll lose my mind.
He's not. There's no way he signs Dak and loses Mike.
Yeah.
I just don't
can't.
believe that.
I
that's
agree, but
Yeah,
I think it's
just-
possible in Jerry world. I think this is the easiest pick of the week. I'm just doing it right now, but Detroit's going to destroy Chicago. They're going to be angry.
I hope
I think the line's
Spread?
It's 4.5. They're going to beat it by at least a touchdown.
It's on the road.
Oh,
It's on the
still,
road.
I don't
Well,
like that.
They got so many injuries.
No, I know they got injuries, but they're
They
going to
should be
destroy.
amazing.
No, they will cover that. That's my thing.
They should.
Why is
They
it
should
4.5?
win easy.
It should be like 8. It should be a big
They
one.
should win easy, but
Yeah.
Those are our fearless pick of the weeks.
Those are our picks.
What's next? Christmas is
This
next.
is next.
I wish everybody
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Jonathan.
I was gonna say, Jonathan Taylor, second football thing in.
I don't get another present. I don't care.
Yes, absolutely. Merry
Maybe the
Christmas.
Sabres are going to win for Christmas. Just one.
No, we're 11 down. We're 11 down. I kind of hope we go for the record at this point. We're 20 is the record. Let's go break it. Screw it. Let's get a good draft pick.
They got to circle the wagons.
Yeah, we're set. Well, that's why I have Bills fans. I have to watch Sabres, and good for them. So we will be back next week. No, next week's Christmas. Be back next week. When we're back, the Cowboys will be 8-8. That's crazy.
And hopefully we've clinched the playoff spot. Let's
The
hope.
Cowboys will be 8-8 when we're back, and Teoscar Hernandez will probably be a Red Sox. That's fun. We're gonna have a good show. All right. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas. Thank you for watching Trash Talking.
I'm Reg.
See you later.
See ya.